there's a part of me that makes me feel like I need to recuse myself from this story because this sounds like my family.
It really does. I didn't want to say anything, but now that you said it, it really does.
It sounds like my
Are
family.
you sure it's not?
It feels deeply like my family.
Like I just where was this? What state is this?
It's not Chicago.
It's not, well, you have people from, I know you got people down south.
I got people everywhere.
Country,
okay. Two jailed after family brawl at funeral. And what I tell you, and I'm not being mean or I'm not being, it's not hyperbole. I stopped going to funerals in my family because there would be so many fights and break out.
Okay. The funerals aren't supposed to be dangerous.
And I mean dangerous fights. Okay, here we go. Two men have been jailed for their roles in a brawl between two sides of a family following the funeral of their matriarch. It feels like my family so much. Police were called to a large fight. Yeah. Outside of Grimethorpe Methodist Church in Barnsley. I don't know where that is.
I don't. Yeah, it doesn't. There's no.
Jesse Nicholson Alec. Oh, you know that Jesse Nicholson Alec is a problem.
Alec is not. No, that's not his name.
Alcock.
That's important.
Alcock.
Alcock. Jesse Nicholson Alcock. I know who's guilty already. Because if your name is Alcock, you are the guilty party.
He's 27 of Long Acre.
Doesn't matter. Miko?
Miko Alcock. 21.
Of the same address.
Yes.
So the two people who have gone, they were from the same house.
Yeah.
The way they made this fight sound, it sounded like two sides of the family.
Yes.
But what I'm hearing is this was internecine or however, like this was everybody. This was like that's not good because the ride home is awkward as hell.
Yeah.
So
they were among 5 members of the family charged in relation to the brawl, with the judge stating that they had all behaved in a quote unquote utterly deplorable way.
That's fair.
This was fair. The court heard Nicholson had been important to both sides of the family, but a disagreement began outside the church following the funeral service.
I want to know what the disagreement was.
It wasn't good.
It's either y'all gonna wear that to Nana's, to what's a good matriarch name? Mama.
Mama's or
Mima's. You all gonna wear that to Mima, like something like petty, or like Mima has some money or her house or something. I don't know what.
Somebody said something.
Somebody said something.
Or took something that it wasn't time to take. It wasn't time.
Right before then. They'd had a problem at Thanksgiving. I know we have none of this information, but they'd already almost got into it at Thanksgiving.
That's right. Before she died.
And everybody had managed to calm that down.
Yep.
But since then, there'd been a couple you think you all that, little back and forth barbs when they ran into each other at different things. But everybody thought, not for Mima's funeral. They won't act out for Mima's funeral.
And baby, did they show out? They showed up and they showed out. So the court heard Nicholson had been right. So some of those involved on each side suffered facial injuries, had an unnamed substance thrown over them. Okay. And one was injured through quote unquote reckless contact after Alcock pulled out a knife. Okay.
Some people began to leave the scene. We call that fleeing.
Yes.
And get into their vehicles. However, they were parked nearby. And so there was a collision.
Because people were trying to be like,
it was just, everyone was like, get gone before somebody got a gun. That's what I believe that was.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like, okay, so far we're lucky it's only the people with knives. They don't let Chucky have guns anymore.
Well, Charles Wilson Jr., 19,
Chucky,
got out.
I call him
Chucky. got out of his parents' car in quote unquote anger and chased one individual while Edward
This is
Wilson
messed up.
produced a hammer during the disorder.
So I want you to imagine you're just in the area and suddenly people are running with hammers and flinging substance all over people and screaming and somebody pulls a knife.
When I say it sounds like my people, I cannot stress it enough. I have watched people pull out hatchets and machetes in my household.
I am disturbed by the number of people who seem to have a machete ready at all times.
Tom has a machete.
This is what I'm saying. Nowhere near a jungle. Okay. Nowhere near.
And it's rusty and by the bed.
Jesus. So this is my problem. I guess a lot of problems here. But why you have a hammer? What?
That's my daytime hammer.
just always have a hammer with you. Why? And what happened? What went down where y'all thought, we're gonna end this day with assaults?
Yeah. Well, what is clear to me is whatever this matriarch was, she was the top on the bottle of a lot of fury. Okay. Yeah. And when she was gone, it just flew out of everybody. Okay.
Okay.
Meemaw was holding it down.
So the judge, basically, he imposed, people got charged with different things, but he imposed a 3-year restraining order banning all 5 defendants from contacting 3 individuals from the other side of the family directly or indirectly. So it's pretty clear. It's this 5-3, whoever these people are, this is where the conflict is.
Yeah.
Right. And now you can't even talk to each other, which I think is fair. This is what I don't understand. I'm trying to think of like my family, they're much more, what's the word I want? They don't have a lot of that in them, but they're definitely, everybody's kind of a loner, I think, in their own ways. So there's none of that argument. They say really out cold stuff, but like in that it's funny, kind of way. Like people don't get that serious with each other, but like I do, there's certain members that are extremely crazy.
Yeah.
But I just don't see a funeral. That's the thing I get if like you were somehow people see you as responsible for Meemaw's death.
No, see.
Or like you didn't care enough you didn't help take care of her. I don't know, some kind of.
You don't understand the pre-game pre-talk, which is, I'm going to tell you what's not going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
While you're getting ready.
They're not going to step up in here and disrespect.
There it is.
Yeah.
The pre-game pre-talk is the problem. They better not come up in there. They better come up in there respecting both this side of this family, okay? Because she meant more to, and I have watched a lot of this. She meant more to us, or he belonged to us, or you belong to us, or this is ours, right? Whatever it is, from the emotion to the item to the thing when I tell you, and Angela can tell you, I watched a lot of people die when I was young. Okay, all my
not like family. A lot of people died when she was young. She didn't sit there watching them die.
Right? But a lot of people died, right?
Yeah, your family was a lot older. You were the much younger child than the others.
So like between the ages of like 5 and I would say 12, like a good 80% of our family died. And I mean, when I tell you, I had funeral outfits and I was at a funeral like every week.
Yeah. Got a lot of family and people older. Yeah.
So
our family, you know why we don't have fights? I can't believe I forgot this. Because they will hold separate funerals.
Oh, yeah, your family really will hold 2 different funerals.
At the same place.
Yes, they will. I've seen that. I've seen that.
They will literally have competing funerals.
Yeah.
That's how their crazy plays out.
And ours, my family feels like the more upset and hyper upset I am, I'm going to display it.
That's showing your love. Right.
It's going to be, I'm going to show my love, and I'm going to show myself being distraught. I'm going to, it is a berserk level of, it's berserker energy.
I'm telling you, in our family, it's mostly people are, like, there's a few family members who will go to both funerals,
Yeah.
And not many. And, but there's always, it's the psychological drama of it all.
Right.
Like, it's stuff like one of my aunts would like talk about two of her two daughters, but not her son, even though he's sitting right in front of her in a pew at his grandmother's funeral because he owes her some money. He owes her $300, so she is not acknowledging him. But he's right there. It's stuff like that. And the poor people at the church would be like, didn't we had this funeral like last week. And it's like, no, this is the other family. This is the good family.
I know. And the other thing that Angela was like, my family, I can't believe I'm just going to say, we wear certain colors to funerals.
I've seen this a lot. I think it's to making T-shirts that say "Rest in peace, me ma." You always have a hearts, girl, or something like that. It's the sort of the merching up of the funeral experience that I find a little.
Everybody's wearing red and white. And that's how you know you're in the family.
They don't display that way. I know.
And all those things, all those old, and for me, those are old ways. You know what I mean?
Those to me are very city ways, right? Like very, like it's just, like you go and get tea. It's just weird to me that we turn it into like a family picnic. But like, and also, let's just face it, the fonts are horrible. They're
awful. You can barely read them. You can barely read them. And if there's one place where I am not the focus. Okay.
Oh, that's not, this is the thing. You just said it though. They all want to be the focus. You know my one of my mother's former husbands, his mother died, and at her funeral, I heard her name exactly once at the very beginning. And I don't even think I heard it. It was just on the programs. But when I tell you, they then went through what can only be described as a variety show, where one of her sons was the MC, and he kept pointing out my mother, his beautiful wife. My beautiful wife, everybody. My beautiful wife, Sherry McPhail, right here, everybody. So that people would like applaud, and she was like, stop. And
it's like, not about us.
Never mentioned her. There were Tuskegee Airmen at it, inexplicably. He's like, the Tuskegee Airmen. He talks about them, and everybody applauds. And my friend Tina was like, was Grandma Sneed a Tuskegee Airmen? And then we were useless. We just couldn't stop laughing. It was one of those things. I find that there are people who can make, like Donald Trumpian in a way, they can make anything about them.
Yes. You know what, Angela? There was a time in this country.
There was a time
in this country where on 2 days, really kind of almost 3, it was your birth, theoretically your wedding, and your funeral. Those were days that were about you.
They're supposed to be about you.
They're supposed to be about you.
Some stupid beef between idiots. Cousins, always cousins, causing grief, always. But this thing about a cousin, they show up when you need them.
If
you need to fight, you can call your cousin. That's what your job is.
My cousins were sitting in the van, ready all the time.
Yep. 100%.
Okay. I'm Frances Callier.
And I'm Angela V. Shelton.
We are Frangela. Thank you so much for listening to
Idiot of the Week.
Week.